The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Hey, what is up guys? This is Anthony, aka BadBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the WWE Elite Flashback Syxx. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcased in the new Flashback Series window box packaging. Turning the box around, we can see an image of Syxx along with a short bio. And at the bottom, all the other characters from this wave, including Yokozuna, the Ultimate Warrior, Mean Gene Okerlund, and a build and interview playset. So with the box out of the way, let's crack this figure open and see what we have inside. And here's Syxx out of the box. And man, yet another great N.W.O figure to add to my shelf. I am a giant N.W.O fan, and I am so stoked to finally add Syxx to the ranks. Mattel did yet again another great job of one of their Elite figures, and I cannot wait to check them out with you guys. But before we take a closer look at the figure, let's take a look at the accessories. So Syxx does come with a decent amount of accessories. Starting off, he comes with a door for the Build-A-Interview playset, his N.W.O shirt, a spray can, and a pair of shades. So with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at Syxx. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at Syxx, aka Syxx-Pac, aka X-Pac, aka the 123 Kid, aka blah 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 blah. This guy's had so many freaking names in wrestling, it's insane. But overall, still a great figure, and I'm so glad we got this. So first and foremost, a shout out to my friend Daniel for hooking me up with this figure. He sent it to me for a very, very good price. So I'm very stoked to add this to my collection because I am a giant N.W.O fan. For me, N.W.O for life. I am so glad to add another figure to the ranks. The N.W.O is one of my all-time favorite stables, and I'm so glad to add this guy to the collection, so very, very cool. So he does come with a decent amount of accessories. First and foremost, we do get this right here. This is a door for like your little build playset that we get, the little interview area. It's pretty cool. And I guess, I don't know if they're going to be different type of plates for like what pay-per-views and shows they're going to be having right there, so that's pretty cool. And these are the legs. I love the background, a little more of an old school type of WWF logo, just sans the F, you know what I mean? But I do like that quite a bit, so that's pretty cool that we do get that. You do have to get all the other figures to build that. So we get the N.W.O shirt, which is always a plus. I love getting more N.W.O shirts. This is the ripped one like that. It's more like a tunic. That looks really good. New World Order. Love that. He does come with a spray can, you know, the signature N.W.O spray can, looks very nice, done in white, with a silver head at the top. You know, the N.W.O is always known for spray painting their victims, you know, or even the world title belts with the N.W.O wording on them. That was so cool. Right after they kick their butts, they spray paint N.W.O on their chest or their stomach or their back or whatever they wanted to do. So very cool accessory. He also does come with these shades. You can see the shades around the neck. I tend to leave them around the neck because you can't put these on his, like, over his eyes. It's pretty cool that we got these, but you can't put them over his eyes, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So the head sculpt looks really cool, signature tongue that he's always really well known for, but the shades, you can't get these on because of the hair. The hair is so glued to the actual face itself. I was thinking like maybe you could slide these in, you know, between the hair a bit and go all the way back, but you can't do that. They're too glued to the face. I was trying to lift the hair up and see if I could get it that way. That just cannot be done. Then I was thinking maybe just go over the hair like that, and that just does not work, and they just do not fit whatsoever. So it's cool that we got these. It just sucks that we cannot put them on him, so that's why I tend to just leave them around the neck. We can take this little tunic piece off, but it's really cool is that the thing of difference about this and what was always unique about him, his N.W.O shirt, you turn it around and we got the signature Syxx ball right there, that billiard ball, which is very, very cool. You know, everybody in the N.W.O had an N.W.O shirt, but his was very unique, and I'm pretty sure it might have been the only one who had the Syxx or any type of his own symbol on the back of his shirt. So that's pretty cool that we actually got that added detail. So let me take this off. It's a little tricky to get off because of his hair being so long. It's even way harder to get back on, but you can take it off for the most part pretty easily, so I do like that. So the rest of the figure looks insane. I do love this figure because it's very 90s, and you'll see why. So he does wear a bandana, like almost like a rock star or a gangster, and you'll see what I mean. He does have Thug written across his gear right there, which is kind of reminiscent of the whole era of 90s and gangster rap and whatnot. So Thug is kind of like Thug Life, what Tupac had tattooed across his chest like that, across his stomach. So that kind of represents that. And if you turn to the side right here, it says Syxx Pac. Again, like Tupac. Same thing on this side, you get Syxx Pac, which is again just like Tupac. And then right here across his butt, it says Notorious, which is Notorious B.I.G. or Biggie Smalls. So very, very 90s. And this was his era in the 90s. So he was obviously a fan of like gangster rap and things like that. So pretty cool that we get this specific attire, which I really do like. Now these knee pads, in my opinion, not my opinion, but to my knowledge, are new. I could be wrong. I've never personally seen them before. So if you have and you collect Elites, let me know. These are on none of my other Elite figures. So again, I could be wrong, but these might be completely new knee pads, which is pretty cool. The boots look great with that gold trim right there around the red. That just looks really, really good. All the paint is really nicely done, and I do love the sculpt. So let's go ahead and take a look at articulation now. So the head is on a ball joint, does semi-roll around, does turn left and right, does look up and down a little bit. It's hindered by the hair. Same thing with kind of bobble side to side. Arms can go full 360, out about that far, rotation at the bicep, single bend at the elbow, rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. We get an ab crunch, since this is an Elite, crunches forward that much, back about that far, rotation at the waist, hips that kick forward that much, back not so much, can do the splits fairly far, rotation in that upper thigh, double jointed knee, that works pretty good even with those knee pads, a rotation at the boot, an ankle joint allows you to point the toe up and down, and a decent ankle rocker. So overall, I think this is actually a pretty cool figure, considering I'm not a huge fan of this particular wrestler, but I am a huge fan of the N.W.O. Again, N.W.O. for life. If you can pick this guy up and you want to complete your stable, then I think this guy is pretty awesome. So please, if you can pick him up, I highly suggest him, because in my opinion, he is definitely a must-get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Captain America figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to a WWE Elite Kevin Nash and Scott Hall figures. And just for fun, here he is standing next to little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the WWE Elite Flashback Series Syxx. Now overall, I think this is a pretty cool figure. I think Mattel did an excellent job. I am so stoked to finally add Syxx to the N.W.O ranks. He's got a great sculpt, really cool paint, and pretty cool accessories. This is definitely one of my favorite attires and eras for this character, and I am so stoked to add him to the collection. So if you're a giant N.W.O fan like I am, then this piece is definitely a must-get. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends, and N.W.O for life. Peace.